Welcome to the Jira Life, the place to find news, events, and interviews with the Atlassian community's movers and shakers. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life chose us. Thank you to Revise for backing us up and making the Jira Life possible.
Hello.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
There was some
We should have had noise. Why didn't we have noisemakers?
Because I just thought about it in like 5 minutes. Sarah's running off to get a noisemaker.
Hey Tim, how you doing? Who's this Robert Wynn? Forget this
I don't know. Some guy.
Some guy, yeah. Did you get that noisemaker, Sarah?
You would think that's what I did on my mini break I just took, but instead I was going to log into the chat, and then it just took me straight out of here so I could go log in. So no, but yeah, we could use some groggers or something. Did you know that's what they're called? I didn't know that's what they were called for a long time. The things that you go like this.
Oh yeah, it makes a clickety clack sound.
Yes, they're called groggers.
Huh.
So
I did not know that.
now when you need one, you don't need to ask AI. What's the thing that goes like this and makes noise?
No, I know this is now old news, but I'm still a little bit impressed by knowing what an aglet is.
Oh, is that the end of the shoelace?
Yes.
Yes. The other one you need to know that I can never remember is the space between your, like, where your lips converge right under your nose. That also has a name.
I'm not surprised, but I don't know what it is.
Right. So here in St. Louis, I mean, I know they have trivia nights like at bars and whatever, but it's also a big fundraising kind of thing that a lot of churches and schools have and organizations have here around St. Louis. And like 1 out of every 10 events, they're going to ask you that question.
So to answer Tim's question, I don't know about illegal to say Happy New Year. Although I'm going to, speaking of that and trivia, it was, I would say April 1st is when it's illegal to say Happy New Year, because that's where April Fool's Day comes in. Because a long time ago, people would celebrate the beginning of the year in spring on April 1st. And I don't know if this was the switch from the
Gregorian to the Julian,
or vice versa. I think
it's whichever one it was.
To the Gregorian, but they moved the start of the year from April 1st to January 1st, and now anybody who was celebrating New Year's on April 1st got to be known as an April Fool. That's where it comes from.
That sounds familiar.
Yes.
So did Bob overthink it, or was that the answer?
That's the answer.
I'm going to go with it.
Too, so,
I'm going to run with it only because we've already started talking about our April Fools this year, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we've already planned out the April Fool's Day show.
Mm-hmm. I think Sarah should be excited about it too.
I am, because you just reminded me. I'm like, oh yes, we did. That I will do lots and lots of research for that show.
Okay, you're writing the script.
I will help out with the research as I can.
Okay, yeah, I think that's important for us.
I'm probably going to have to help out with research.
Yes.
Yes. This might involve going out to a lot of places. I won't mention what kind of places.
So our answer was, a person told him yesterday when they saw each other walking dogs that it is anyone you haven't seen yet that year you can say it to.
Yes. So if you haven't seen somebody, if it's, say today's the 8th, right? Yes. And you haven't seen that person since since before January 1st, right? You can still say Happy New Year to them. So I agree with Tim's sentiment. So that's why we say Happy New Year, even though it is like a full week after.
Yeah, like what's the statute of limitations on how long you can say Happy New Year to people? And
I could agree with that. And we haven't seen our Jeremigos.
I know.
Because last week we did
we
something
had
unusual.
like an extended break. It's just having Christmas fall on a Thursday, and there's no way that we're gonna. We love you, Jeremigos, but there's no way that we're gonna run to our microphones and cameras and ditch the family to.
I think my wife actually had locked up my office from me on Christmas Day.
Right, like it's Thursday. No. Like the people who have birthdays on Christmas, right? You're like, no, there's got to be separation. None of that.
Yeah, about that.
No, friend.
And if we wanted to see the Icelandic greeting for Happy New Year, I
Exactly.
bring up my friend, my brother, Chris John, who apparently has it on the keyboard, so he's got all of that. So, Chris John, I'm not going to pronounce that. I'm just going to say Happy New Year to you too. Happy New Year, my brother.
So we'll need a belated happy birthday to Rodney then also, and his wife, because that's where you were headed next, right? Is the whole trying to have birthdays around Christmas.
December is an exhausting month.
Right? As if it is not for, most of the world, throw in you and your spouse's birthday on top of it all.
And my brother-in-law who shares a birthday with me, and my mom who comes earlier in the month. And my family used to joke that March was a very happy time in the family.
Right. I always think of all the November birthdays. Yes. People celebrating Valentine's Day and our September New Year's Day celebrations.
Yep. So we are in the Happy New Year. We are in 2026 officially. That leads us to what we're going to be talking about today, which is new stuff. Atlassian has a bunch of stuff they've already announced. They have a bunch of stuff I'm pretty sure they're going to announce over the course of the year. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So so I'm going to be really bold. You can mark this time 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
We said we need to do that from now on. So I'm going to find a pen right now. Okay.
Mark it 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Here's my penultimate.
1-8. Go ahead.
Here's my penultimate prediction. Atlassian will not do anything further with AI. They're done. They're basically done.
Is this wrong answers only time right now?
It could be, or maybe I think that today's opposite day. So
right.
Or maybe the bubble's bursting as we speak.
Yeah, you never know.
Okay, what takes you to that prediction? Walk me through that thought process.
A chance to be snarky, lead off with something snarky.
Right? Because I was going to say, if I was going to add one, mine was going to be like, Rovo in the fourth dimension. It's covered the third dimension already. It's going to start creeping into the fourth and beyond.
I mean, I remember that turn of phrase Atlassian said, or MCB said during the keynote in Barcelona, that's basically amounted to Rovo will be everywhere. It'll see everything. It'll do anything. And it sounded very, very Big Brother-esque to me when it started it. So why not the fourth dimension?
Right. I swear I'm not the only one here who sometimes has thoughts. And granted, maybe those thoughts are already influenced by things that I've seen, but I have a thought about something. And then the first thing I see when I go online is like related to that exact thought. And then I'm like, oh, where's the chip? Where's the chip? I feel like I've got a chip. So that'll be next, right? The Rovo implants. So no longer have to type it, just think it, and Rovo will provide the answers.
I mean, we're already seeing some of this. We already know for a fact already from stuff Atlassian has announced that Rovo search will be replacing the default search experience in Jira and Confluence, which Jira I'm a little bit iffy about. I still love my JQL. I'm just sorry. Confluence, it's long overdue.
Yes, it's a long time coming.
What do you think the pros and cons of that are, right? Because On the one hand, it is really nice if you get organized results, but then if you start to get the long form results that try to talk to you about all of the results that it found, sometimes I find that can be really annoying when you're just like, no, I kind of know what I'm looking for. Just let me get there.
I think it depends.
Yeah.
Now, I say this as a content creator who's done written work. I find the Google's approach where they'll just display an answer for you rather than letting you go to a page very annoying, because every time it does that with something that it got from my blog, that's a view I don't get.
Yes.
So, but that's not quite the same situation when you have it in Confluence. I mean, people don't live and die by how many views they get on their random documentation page in Confluence.
So I want to include in here one more voice, and that voice is actually, you don't see him right now, and that is of our fellow co-host, Alex. He is out this week.
He had something come up last minute. He wasn't able to join us, so we wish him well.
We do wish him.
We know he's having a blast. He's having a lot of fun without us.
Yes, he's having fun without us. We're not worried at all about him, but he did put down his predictions, because as the guy behind Ape Tech Tutorials, he did a top 5 predictions, and I didn't have. Sorry, Alex, I just didn't have time to watch the entire video. So I just ran the video through an AI summarization.
That's what we do now.
so that I could put it into the script so that I could read from said script. And his first prediction was that Atlassian is going to double, triple, quadruple down on AI technologies, and the change in AI technologies is it's for the most part it's been reactive. It lets you have the final say, but Atlassian may switch it so that it will automatically do stuff without prompting you for an approval. And I'm not sure we're quite ready for that yet. So, I mean, I think I agree with him on his first one, double, triple, quadruple. I'm not sure that they're going to flip it so that it will do stuff in the background and make a truly automated workflow 100% automated, no touch.
I will go halfway between the two positions. I think they will allow you to automate it, so it does stuff in the background, but it will not do stuff on it. It will not choose to do stuff on its own, because I'm hoping Atlassian doesn't do that, because that starts to get real Skynet territory real fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is a reference we may have had to explain to Alex had he been here.
I don't know. I haven't seen him give that look when we mention Skynet or anything like that.
Just start calling me Sarah Connor. See. But yeah, or it'll be a feature flag that'll be enabled by default, and then you have to turn it off to take control back, right?
And then every admin will just include that right underneath team managed projects. Turn team managed projects off, turn automated agents off.
Global permission. I love that.
What percent of organizations do you think, though, is still not turning AI on?
My last client.
Right.
Okay. My last client, to be fair, they are doing experiments with AI. Where it is, but they're looking at specific vendors of the AI products. Rovo's not there yet with them, but I think they would be looking at things like MCP servers, where, you know, if you want your AI to have access to the data of a certain product, you connect it up with the MCP server. And so at last, I think that's going to be one more on the big prediction list. There's going to be a lot of activity including with Atlassian. And this is not a prediction because Atlassian's been doing this. They just released their Rovo MCP server so that the Claudes and the Groks and the Geminis can have access to the Atlassian data of your products. You know, your Jira tickets, your Confluence spaces, so forth.
And this goes hand in hand with, again, I don't consider this a prediction because Atlassian has said as much. This is what they're doing. The ability for Rovo to use MCP servers. And that's the one I'm waiting for because this is a prediction and I will stand by this still.
Wait, what time is it? 16 minutes in. 16 minutes. Got it?
16 minutes, 13 seconds. Team 26, Anaheim. The big keynote, the one where they give all the product descriptions, they're going to have a pizza from Domino's delivered on stage.
Well, they did it after one of them recently. So this will be the... Well, what they'll have to do, though, I think, is show somehow on screen the whole process, right? Otherwise...
But you see, Domino's has that order tracker they could do. So they could do an order via Rovo.
Yes.
Show the progress or the order tracker like in a corner of the presentation. Just have it going.
Yes. But then they'll have to get because I'm all skeptical, right? So we got to make sure AI didn't create the video. So
of course,
we need a delivery person, all mic'd up camera.
If I was right, there's probably someone at Atlassian cursing right now because they were planning this and I just called them out. So now they can't do it.
Yes.
Well,
spoilers.
So along with that prediction, all right, when that happens, you will hear a large squeeze sound from the front row, and it'll be Alex. It'll be his I knew it, his I knew it sound. So if you're at Team 26 and this comes out and you hear that squeeze sound, I'll tell you right now at 17:45, that was Alex. That was his I told you so.
We say this, but someone called out like big old yes during one of the announcements in Team 25 Europe, and we got blamed for it. TGL, me and Alex did get blamed for it, and it wasn't us. It was actually Rob Heen who did it.
They should know the difference in voices with that voice. Come on.
I mean, they should, and I knew who it was instantly. But people asked us afterwards, was that you guys?
Right. Now, going back to one of the conversations we had at the start of this show was on words that we now know definitions of. So squee, I don't know that I knew that word before. Is that a real word or is that a onomatopoeia of what you think will happen?
I think it's a little bit of both. I've heard it used.
It's a real word that started out as onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And is it 5 letters so we can throw it in Wordle? Because yes, friends, we're still doing Wordles together.
It can be.
There may be no limit to the number of E's that kind of come in.
We've got a use to express great delight or excitement. So we've got a definition and it's 5 letters. Y'all, I might just use that as my starter word tonight on Wordle just for the fun of it.
Let me think.
I think both me and Bob had our streaks reset over the holidays.
Oh no!
No, I'm still on a streak.
You're still going?
Oh wait, my streak. Oh, you're right. Over. I'm on a 12.
I'm now on 24 days, and 25 days ago, I just could not figure out the last 2 letters.
Right, when you get those common patterns. Now, my streak is not that long because there have been days I fell asleep before I did it. My percentage is 100%, but that's legit, and I know it's legit because I that for every day that I have played, I've got 100%. And then if the days I haven't played, I did not try and walk away.
So we do have another prediction.
Yes.
Tim in our audience is saying that Squee will now take the place of 6-7.
Yes.
As a Gen X and a father of a Gen Alpha, yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
6-7 is done. 6-7 is basically done because once it's been talked about by somebody not of your generation, that's it. It's done.
So could we say 6-7 has been? Wait, has 6-7 been 86th?
Yes.
But we, as the adult generation, have always had this power, and no one has thought to use it until this particular instance. And that's really disappointing to me because, like, there's so many things we could have killed off. Dab, flossing. If we'd known we had this power, we could have all killed these all off before they got big and popular.
Yes. Yes. I have a video of my mom flossing, so that might have been the end of it. We did try that method. We did try to help. What else is going to happen this year, boys?
I'm going to make a prediction here, and this one is, I don't have any documentation to back it up. I don't have anything, but this is what I firmly believe.
We like a good hunch.
That's what predictions
are. I'm going to be honest, it's not going to happen this year, but it's going to be announced this year. I firmly believe Atlassian is going to announce that they are intend to merge Confluence and Jira into a single, basically app.
1000%.
I think that's really why they renamed Jira projects to Jira Spaces.
Yes,
is to work towards that ultimate goal.
I don't disagree. I'm finding myself not disagreeing with that because it's going to fall in line with my prediction is that Atlassian is really focusing on themselves as a platform rather than a series or a collection, rather than a loose collection of products and applications. You're starting to see this with the, I think the biggest clue of that was when they bought the browser company of New York. The makers of Arc and the Dia browsers. I love that name. We're the
browser company in New York.
Yes.
So
it sounds so aristocratic.
Do those go together, right? Like that announcement with the thing where they do it, right? We bought a company, we've made a big splash about it, but people, you don't really know exactly what all is going to happen with it, right? Like I remember when they announced Loom, but then the next one, now they're like, okay, here we go. This is what it all really means, and this is what you're going to get to do with it.
Arc and Dia, I agree. Arc and Dia represent, in telecom circles, there's always the notation of the last mile, right? Or the right. How do you get from, the central office all the way down to an individual, door, right?
Mm-hmm.
For us with applications and SaaS services, that last mile is the desktop. And how do you get to that desktop? Well, here's a browser. And I think it's also telling that Loom could very well complement that too, because you do need some resources on your desktop for an elevated experience with Loom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to add another piece of evidence to that. And that was an announcement that was made, and I actually got to see a preview of in Barcelona, and that was the Rovo mobile app, which is another piece of that last mile puzzle.
So will it be RovoBook or Atlassian Book when they come out with their hardware next to support all of this? What's it going to be?
Books are done.
You laugh, but I mean,
I don't think an OS is uncalled for.
I think something within the realm of something based off of Chrome OS is completely feasible. Everything that we've talked about is its technology is based on Chromium, right?
And I just wanted to inject this in here at 2545. Atlassian lawyers, if we did successfully guess anything, don't at us. This is just our opinions as industry analysts.
We'll say right now at 2553 that we totally pulled this out of some orifice.
Air.
Don't know.
Air. It's okay. It can come out of air too, so it smells a little better.
The thin air, right? Not the fat air.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, because then I was thinking maybe it'll be the F1 drive is what they'll call it's powered by the F1 drive. Because I saw that yesterday. It's now Atlassian Williams.
Yeah.
Racing.
The Atlassian Williams racing team.
Yeah. Has it always been that, or did I just? Because I thought it was like they were sponsoring the Williams.
Since they started sponsoring it last year, yeah, I believe it has.
Was it? It was always Atlassian Williams, like the name of it, and not just
that irks me
Atlassian
is
sponsoring.
I keep going to the Lego store because I keep waiting for Lego to finally update their F1 series to have not just Williams Racing, but Atlassian Williams Racing. Because I will put money down the moment that happens.
Yes, I have $25 Lego. If you're here, if you're listening right now, I'm waiting for the new livery and stickers. So
Do we also
honestly, if I was Atlassian, that's just something I'd give away at Team 26. Is just the correct livery stickers for the Lego sets.
I think we need maybe a TJL Lego set then, huh?
Probably.
Yeah.
We could make one.
I mean, I need some compliment up here to my Atlassian Lego sets.
Yes. What are they back there? Just to take us totally off topic. What are your Atlassian Lego sets? Oh, just ones you got from them.
Yeah, ones I got from them. They're brick built, and they're just a couple of like space stations.
Skynets. They're mini Skynets, is what you're saying.
Basically.
See, they've told us already what's going to happen. They were just subtly putting it out as those brick sets. But the reality is something much more ominous. We need a trailer voice to do that.
In a world where
exactly. We just didn't know it would be them.
In a world where Skynet came from the least likely source you would expect.
From tickets to dominance. No, I don't know. I'm not very good at this. All right, what's the next time we're going to mark with the big prediction?
So this is an interesting prediction that Alex had. And so I'm going to throw it out there, out into the blogosphere, and our listeners, our watchers can I just want to see what your comments or the comments will be as I put this. This was, I think this was like the second prediction that Alex had in his video. If you want to go watch it, we'll probably include the link. We'll include the link. Atlassian is going to establish partnerships with multiple productivity platforms, including competitors like Notion and ClickUp. Not my words, those of Mr. Alex Ortiz, where in order to get all of the possible data through the teamwork graph, they have to have partnerships and be able to set up those type of connectors.
Do the connectors have to be set in such a way so as to Sorry, I'm just thinking, like, is it something that you would work with, or it's just a connector, right? Like, it's nothing that you would access apart from Rovo. You wouldn't necessarily connect them to work items.
I mean, integrations between these various systems have already existed for years.
Mm-hmm.
So that wouldn't make a very good prediction if that was already something that's been there. I'm thinking what he may mean there. And again, I haven't watched the video because I'm sorry, Alex.
It was a 14-minute long video. Sorry, Alex, I don't have 14 minutes. I'm too busy.
Yeah. But I think it's really Rovo being able to ingest that data and include it in its analysis.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not only getting the picture from what your Jira work items are doing, but what the ClickUp tickets are doing and what the Monday.coms are doing, what these various other things that our competitors to Atlassian are doing.
All right. I mean, Atlassian has always had that strategy of land and expand.
Mhm.
And, you know, going from landing to expanding to where everybody's using Jira, that's going to take a long time. And in that in-between period, you're going to have the ability to, in order to get that holistic picture for Rovo, you're going to have to be able to connect up with what the HR team is using or what the marketing team is using. And not just what the development teams are using. So it really helps to go beyond the in order to get the entire picture of a company. You have to do something like this. You have to say, okay, we're gonna meet in the middle for now.
All right. So looking at our list, which a good chunk of this was generated by our executive producer, Lina Ortiz. Thank you, Lina. You're getting a shout out whether you like it or not. She does mention that the end of data center sales is happening in 2026.
Yes, that's a very, very on target prediction, meaning it's written in stone as a fact. So
yeah, it's not really a prediction, it's kind of a stated fact. I'm going to couple that though with an actual prediction. 3253 for those taking notes. Atlassian hinted at this last year that Connect framework for cloud apps is going away. I think in 2026 they're going to announce what is the actual end of life date for Connect.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I will so given that there are several dates, and when we were planning out the topics for the year, we kept ourselves around some certain dates, and these were basically the conferences and big things where there'd be a lot of discussion on that. So there's Team 26, there's Team 26 Europe, location TBD. But one event in particular, Atlas Camp, which is next month, would it was actually 11 months back because they announced the end of life of Connect at last year's Atlas Camp.
They did, but the important thing is, while they announced the end of life, they did not announce a specific date at that time.
So
it was more an intention to end of life it.
Yeah, true. So my not so bold prediction is that they will announce the date during Atlas Camp 2026 next month.
And we've already got 2 people in mind to come on after Atlas Camp to tell us what happened there.
We do.
We haven't confirmed it yet, so I'm not going to say who they are, but they're, if not fan favorites, they're definitely some of our favorite people in the community.
Yep.
What do you think that date would be? How long out do you think it is?
Atlassian loves a February end of life. So I'm going to say they're going to give it 2 more years from when they announce it. They'll announce it during Atlas Camp, February next month, and they'll set it for February 2028.
28. And then we've got data center until 29, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think that's going to play into the data center because there are still people who will argue that, well, you have apps that don't store our data with Jira. Why should we use data? Why should we use cloud? Data center, we know where all our data is. And Atlassian's answer to that is Forge.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tim is speaking up. He is marking. He's putting his marker down for the pool.
Any other bets on the great roulette table of
place your bets, place your bets, place your bets, place your bets.
No.
Sarah, what do you think?
I haven't actually even tried to predict, but here's an easy one. I predict more UI changes coming
Is
down.
that really a prediction?
This is my point. That's a, even money kind of prediction. Oh, that's from a link. So that connect end of support of 2026. So things are in motion, it seems. Well, they already were. Just
that would be an interesting link if you could give that to us, Tim. I don't remember reading anything like that. But then again, I've been on vacation. This is my first week back.
Right.
Yeah. When TJO went on a hiatus, we went on hiatus.
Yes. Barely talk to each other even.
I think the most active channel on our Slack was the Wordle Scores channel.
Yes. I love that little touch base. But I think it's still, for me, I don't know of anything big that I can predict like in the short term. I still see this series of events, and I keep laughing about it. So then again, you bring in all the data from all the things that it can connect to. So then it starts prompting you like, hey, Jira can do that. Confluence can do that, right? More pop-ups, I'll predict, that start to say, you can do it this way with us. But I still just imagine this sort of UI less future that it's going towards, that interface, even though all the UI changes I'm thinking about, right, that it's still preparing people for when the interface is just the chat box and just interfacing with that all day.
So I actually put this question out for predictions to the Atlassian Abyss, which is a specific chat or Slack server that is invite only. I've used it for the JiraGuy.com's Brain Trust for years. And I asked them, what would they predict? And they actually gave me something I hadn't thought of. But the more I think on it, the more I'm convinced it's not wrong, especially with what we saw with the server end of life. At one point during server end of life, we started seeing a lot of mergers among the service partners. The big one that comes to mind because it impacted a lot of friends of mine, and I barely avoided it, was when Precipio bought Coyote Creek Consulting. I see that happening again with the data center to life, but an additional component to that is, let's not forget, Atlassian themselves has gotten on the services bandwagon and is also competing for some of these contracts.
Yeah, so a little shift there.
Mm-hmm.
I say little. Let's go with impactful shift, right?
It's, I mean, especially those of us who work for partners, which is now all three of us on it's been all three of us on this episode for a while now. We're already seeing some of the knock-on effects within the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So when that came up, I'm like, I didn't think about that, but you guys got a point. +1 prediction for the Abyss folks.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, are there other models out there like that where both can exist, right? Where
we look at Microsoft, which is kind of the forefront of this model, and even today, their partner ecosystem still exists and still thrives. It's just not as big as it may have been in like the 2000s.
Where did all the people go?
Right? What do they say? History doesn't repeat, but it sure does rhyme.
Right? Do the people get absorbed? Do they go on to do different things? That's where I'm curious to see, right? Because there's still the same number of people out there doing it, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. And we're also seeing more people go to independent contracting. It seems like every day I'm seeing, I guess they're going independent now too.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel obligated to mention the crew member program from Service Rocket. Please, guys, help me keep eating.
Eating is good.
Yep.
We like that. I'm looking at Tim's on Confluence. The new Fabric editor allows users to upload add attachments from their computer, but it does not allow adding attachments from other pages or space.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a lot of duplicated data, which is already a problem in especially smaller Confluence installs.
Which, is, again, that double-edged sword of Rovo being able to get all the information and then being able to feed it the bad information, and not on purpose, but just because the bad information, the outdated information, right? And so I think about people, us all, yes, let's go in on that and using it. And is it the wiser choice at some level to hold back? Or could it be more prudent to hold back a little bit?
We've already encountered this on the TGL Slack, Confluence and Slack, where we went, maybe some of these pictures we need to upload to Slack rather than Confluence because we only have so much space on Confluence.
Yeah, making SharePoint. With those usage charges. Yeah, I think we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what else goes on a cost per usage. I don't want to make any predictions there, but we see trends heading that way.
We look at what happened with automation rules, where for a time when they were being adopted, they were free as in candy.
Mm-hmm.
And then that came to a very abrupt stop when Atlassian started getting that bill in. And I really do see the same thing eventually happening to Rovo. It's free while it's being adopted, and as soon as it gets a wide enough adoptability and that bill starts coming due, there's going to be usage limits.
Actually, I was taking some of the partner-specific training for and talking about the Teamwork Foundations. There actually are usage limits. There is a consumption pricing scheme for Rovo. But it's pretty high. You have to be like, everybody has to be like vibe coding or something like that, or before you get there. But yeah, there actually is pricing scheme, and they will warn you when you're close to eating up your tokens. But definitely like the new offshoots of Rovo Dev is token based, so you have to buy tokens for that. You get a certain number of tokens right from the base, and then obviously you get more tokens per user if you're on a premium or on an enterprise, and then you can always buy more. But Rovo's not the only one that are having consumption prices, and this is not a prediction at 46 minutes past the hour. And I say this as a producer's note. We're going to be talking about some of the 2026 changes. These aren't predictions. Atlassian has flat out said, in February, we're doing this. And actually, one of them, the consumption prices or consumption limits for Forge went into effect January 1st, so last week.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be talking about that next week.
I think we're looking to see if we get someone to talk about what the effects of that change have been over the next couple of months.
Well, I would probably talk to that. Probably will happen on the show right around Atlas Camp. Somebody that's a marketplace vendor who will be using who is on Forge, and thus they're going to be consuming all of these Forge credits, and so we'll have to ask them in that series of questions what the effects are, seeing how that's part of your expenses now.
Mm-hmm. I have this really crass image in my mind. I'm hesitant to share it, but I can't get it out of my mind. Yesterday, I was on a Forge app jam, and A Bite with Lina was on there with me, right? So going out there, teaching people how to use Forge, how to make their own apps. And all I keep thinking is like, here's your drug. And then they teach you how to use it so that then they can charge you for it, right? Like, ooh, which, is just the not as nice way of saying land and expand. But you just start noticing these little processes, these little pieces that all come together like that. So when you get the free classes, you're going to pay for it potentially later.
Yep. I've got cat now.
Yes.
So I'm going to call out something our own Mr. Ortiz said on Ape Tech. It's listed as a bonus prediction, and I'm going to just say right now, I don't think it's a prediction the same way that UI changes are a prediction. And right. That's the emergence of on-premise competitors or spinoffs.
Oh, he's desperate for that. That's Alex's favorite topic.
It's Alex's if wishes were horses.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, did I tell you I want a pony?
Then we'd have to explain that reference.
Actually, I don't remember that reference.
I don't know what it references, but it is an older saying. I will say that much. It's been around for a while. But yes, that we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
But
I'm making connections that aren't there. But then you start to wonder, is that possible? So let's say now Atlassian has a browser, Atlassian has an OS, MPC, and the servers, right? Does it just somehow morph into this new version of on-prem data center when you put all of those things together?
No, this, whatever would pop up is not going to be from Atlassian. It's going to be something independent, something new that would just like all these people, because there is a lot of people, there's a lot of pent-up demand now that wants to stay on-premise with their data. They don't want to go to the cloud. And Atlassian's not giving them much of a choice to stay with Atlassian and keep their data local.
They are. They're just expensive.
Someone is going to take advantage of that new hole in the market. And that's what I'm saying. Is it really a prediction? Or is it the prediction the same way UI changes is a prediction?
I'm going to ask the same question. Are there other versions of that out there that exist?
There's a few out there.
Yeah.
Well, I meant of SaaS products, right, that are only cloud-based or that went cloud-based that then other folks came up and filled a gap.
There has to be. I mean,
the
one that comes to mind, and this isn't a clean example because you could still download it to your local PC, but Office 365, where LibreOffice came up and kind of filled the gap, and Google Sheets became a cloud version of that and filled that gap. And wherever there was a hole in the market, someone came in and filled it in. I think given enough time and enough motivation, which there is enough dollars to be and enough motivation there, it's almost an inevitable. A competitor is going to come up and start capturing the on-premise market.
It feels like something that would already have to be developed in testing right now. Just waiting for the marketing to go out.
I mean, if it's going to be out in time for the Jira end of life, but a product like that could come up and be developed at any time. There just has to be a market for it and some willingness to, enough frustration there really, to take advantage of that market. And that situation is being set up right now by Atlassian first person.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of the migration efforts.
There's plenty of companies out there that just don't want to migrate, just don't want to be on cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Full stop.
Back to Excel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say thank you, Tim, for the full quote. If wishes were horses, then beggars would ride. And I think this actually kind of comes into it. I think the grand hope is there's something in the open source space that functions kind of like Jira that somebody can take and make an on-prem product about it. But and I think
I don't think Atlassian is worried. I think they're of the point now where thinking the on-premise market, the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Yeah,
to them.
Well, I think it's like the they stopped worrying about it way back there after when server went end of life. As soon as
before server went into life.
Yeah.
I think the last time they legit worried about what the on-prem people thought may have been Team 21.
It feels like forever ago.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does.
I just started looking at there's an article exploring the top 7 Slack on-prem alternatives for enterprises. And so then you start to think, okay, well, if they've already got that bit figured out, I wonder if any of those are thinking bigger than that.
Don't worry, Tim. There's still plenty of banana pills.
Actually, that looks like just a quick scan. Those could be your contenders for the folks who could come in and do that if they've already got enterprise level types of systems, and if they can expand that out to do some of, the MVP, as it were, of what Atlassian does. It doesn't seem like the biggest stretch that something like that could happen. The one I'm looking at in particular is Mattermost.
Yep, Mattermost is what I had in at the top of my head, because they started out as a chat, and then they they're a open source chat, which think HipChat, right?
Or Stride.
Right.
Rest in peace.
Right. Rest in peace. Pour one out. But basically, they started out as kind of an on-prem alternative free to it, and then I think 2 or 3 years ago, they added task management, work management on top of that. So yeah, Mattermost is probably the one that I would think about first.
That's where we're going to put our bets.
Yep. It's the 800-pound gorilla of all of these.
Yes. And then we will welcome everybody to the Mattermost life. And we'll have M&Ms. It'll be amazing.
I mean, if the situation came up, I wouldn't say no. So we have about 2.5 minutes left. I think that's enough for each of us to have one last round before we get to outros of predictions. And because I'm still trying to think of something as I'm talking, I'm going to let Bob have the first go.
Oh yeah, I'm going to order last person.
So I'm going to what I will do is I will combine. So we've talked about 4 out of the 5 predictions from Alex from his YouTube video, and we should probably throw that link into the chat.
We should.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Okay. Number 5 this is we kind of touched on it a little bit in thinking about the transition from data center to cloud, the migration from data center to cloud. As data center goes away, some of the alternatives that were talked about in 2025 will start to come live in 2026. Government cloud is there, but they're not FedRAMP high. Supposedly they will become FedRAMP high in 2026. And then isolated cloud is probably going to be coming out in 2026. Now, as both of those come out, Alex's prediction says it will be a less than optimal experience. This brings into my mind when Apple Maps first came out, and everybody hated on Apple Maps because they thought it was a steaming pile of, but what Atlassian does, it will be the same as what Apple did, and that is constantly iterate and improve until it's a much better experience.
At the annoyance of users or to the benefit of users? Is there that change cycle? Will it be like the UI changes we're currently going through right now, or do you think it'll be a more steady change?
I think it's going to be a more steady change. I think the biggest thing is going to be with these new environments, you have to go through a vetting process for your apps. So it's not necessarily just Atlassian that has to go through this pain. It's going to be, and actually, what warmed my heart was I heard that X-Ray has been approved for government cloud. So you can get X-Ray in the Atlassian government cloud. So they all the apps that you love and use, and if you're going to have to go into like the more regulated environments, you may have to wait until those approvals come in too. So,
and I would imagine that's going to be accelerated, right? Again, you have a serious deadline there. You want to be some of the first people out there to say, yep, we are that government cloud approved. We're ready to take it on. And then, the early birds will get the worm in that case.
Yep.
Right. The sooner you can do that. So I'm just going to go kind of silly here and say, I think Trello will remain. I don't see anything big going away with Trello.
I'm going to add on to that and say Trello is going to get spun off. But part of the terms of being spun off is they have to keep Rovo connectivity.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be cool.
I know Brittany probably would honestly celebrate that.
Yes.
Yes. Just let us have it. or Trello becomes the on-prem Jira. There you go. They sell an on-prem version of Trello for you. Final thoughts, Rodney.
Final thoughts. Alex has a point here in his, and just to steal one last from him, make sure his video is entirely spoiled before everyone goes watch it via the link in the chat now. Security challenges. Atlassian security, let's be honest, is top-notch. They have never had an issue in cloud. The cloud is a very, very juicy basket. And you only have to mess up once for someone to get in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, cybersecurity is a game where you have to be right all the time, period. So Alex put major security challenges in 2026, and I'm hoping that's not the case.
Right.
Let's be honest, I really don't want it to be the case. It's going to lead to a lot of headaches for me as a partner, but it's a very juicy basket, and I would not be surprised.
Hey, do we have what was their uptime for 2025? Did they meet all their SLAs?
I don't know, but that is a good question. We should find out and tell people next week.
Actually, now that you're talking about what we're going to be doing next week, let me share with you, Jeremy, goes what we actually will be doing next week. You'll want to pay attention if you are any type of admin for Jira, for Trello even. There are some new limitations that are coming into play, and we will explain what those limitations are so that you can breathe a little bit easier on your instances at work.
I don't think these limitations actually are a bad thing. And don't we have someone who we're good friends with coming on to talk about that?
We do. We have our friend, and I think of him. He's also one of my other brothers, as well as Ed Gale and Chris John, and that would be Daryl Lee. So the uber cool uber geek Daryl Lee is going to come on and help us with these kind of sort through all of these new limitations that are coming into play.
I'm still thinking. No, go ahead.
I was going to say we might just have to have him type all of his answers, though, because again, he thinks through his fingers, I think, and lets it all through there, and then he comes on the show and he's a little quieter. So we'll be like,
a
it's okay,
little
just
bit
type
at
your answers.
times, but Daryl Lee is just he's got to be moving. I mean, I still remember Team 24 Europe getting using the GoPro to get skateboard videos of him.
He's on another level. Oh, sorry, there's a little bug in my room. I'm okay.
Well, with that, I think we're going to call it an episode. Everyone, thanks for coming out and watching. Don't forget to watch us this and every Thursday, live, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, on YouTube and on LinkedIn. Otherwise, you can catch our episodes on Spotify, on iTunes. And as we say here,
we say squee. We are the knights who say squee.
But we also say we didn't choose Jira Life. Jira Life chose us.
Thank you for listening to the Jira Life. Our hosts are Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, Rodney, the Jira guy Nissen, and Sarah, #IBelieveSarah, Wright. Our producers are Robert King Bob Wen and Lina Ortiz. You can catch us as we record this podcast live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at The Jira Life. Be sure to join us and the other Jiramigos of the Peanut Gallery each week to ask questions, add your comments, and tell us what you're up to. If you can't join us live, you can still catch the replay on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell while you're watching. You can also find us as a podcast on Apple iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you think this podcast deserves a rating, it would be much appreciated, as it will help others discover the Jira Life. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us. Thank you to Revise for backing us up and making the Jira Life possible.